Welcome to the Gorian Gathering Place podcast, sharing about the Gorian philosophy, the Gorian ethos, and the Gorian lifestyle. Now here is your host, Rocker.
Hi, Master Rocker here again with the beautiful Brandy. And today what we're going to be talking about is what and who is a Kajira. So first of all, where does the term Kajira come from, Brandy?
So Kajira is a Gorian term that comes from the books. The commonality is La Kajira, which is not French, and it means I am a slave girl. So you would connote that Kajira is just slave girl.
Very good. And it's a Gorian term by nature. Can anyone call themselves a Kajira?
No. I mean, they can call themselves whatever they want, but they're still not going to be. Kajira have this distinctive need to please, whereas a slave in a BDSM term just gives up her body. You could give her mind or soul along the line. Submissive believes that her submission is a gift to be given voluntarily wherever you want. A Kajira doesn't have those concepts. It's just, you are human, you are free, I need to please you because this is my role in life. This is all I am meant to be.
Okay. And what are the expectations as far as surrendering as a Kajira?
The idea is that you give up yourself completely to your master. The idea being that you are his article of possession. You are his clothing or property to do with whatever he pleases. So at that same connotation, your mind, your soul, your body, your thoughts, your fears, your inhibitions, your desires, they no longer belong to you. They belong to the person that you submitted to. And it's very difficult for a lot of people to come to terms with that because they lose their independence to become something bigger and better.
Okay. And then the next question that I have as far as, are Kajira doormats, are they allowed to be vocal or are they just sort of quiet in the corner, not seeing nothing?
I am definitely not quiet. I am definitely very vocal. It comes into play with how much knowledge you have. You can take some of the newer girls from the books, like Elizabeth, who was a barbarian, doesn't know anything, probably didn't get much of anything, versus someone like Sura, just using the first 6 books because they're easiest to remember. That girl got away with murder, and she was able to speak to Free like she was a Free. She was popping off and had a big mouthy attitude, but at the end of the day, she still got her beatings like everybody else. So I would argue that a free man doesn't really care what a Kajira says, because at the end of the day, it's property. He can beat it if he wants to. It speaks only because he allows it to speak.
Okay, and what are 3 things that you would give as far as advice to any new person coming in that's considering as far as being a part of Gore, as far as being a Kajira? What are 3 things that you would give advice?
First thing I would say is read the books. Just read them. Know what it is that you're dealing with. Know the nuances of the difference of a stray slave versus a free woman that's actually a Kajira in clothing. Like, there's a lot of subtle differences and nuances, and the most important thing is don't submit to people that you've never met. You don't know who these people are, and there are a lot of dangerous people in this world, and you are more than likely a very attractive, very sweet girl who they want to keep forever. Remember that you don't have to do that to anybody. Like, you are on Earth. You deserve to be safe. You deserve to be alive. And the most important thing that I implore people is to get out there and talk to other kinksters. Talk to riggers. Talk to candle wax players. Talk to asphyxiation players. Talk to abduction players, pet play players. All of these people have a unique set of skills and safety protocols that they can teach you. For example, impact play people can teach you how to whip someone without breaking their skin, where to hit them so that you're not hitting their kidneys and causing serious internal damages. If you want to bind somebody, which is very common in the books, how to do it so that, the person doesn't have nerve damage or their nerves end up being completely severed off and then the person can't walk. Like, there's very serious things that can happen to you. So educate yourself. Don't submit to random people because I'm Gorian. Take the time to take it slow and do it right, because you'll have a more enriching experience in the end of it.
Okay. And on a personal note, why do you love Gore so much, and what does being a Kajira? How is that
Gore for me was the secret to the world that I didn't have. It was like learning who I was all over again. I've never been in a community where I strived so hard every waking moment to study and learn and just retain information. It was like it's a drug. You can't stop, because once you are pleasing and once you do get that attention, it's addictive. You don't let that go. And it's not the same as when a BDSM master looks at you, or even a vanilla person looks at you. Like, when a Gurian looks at you, you feel it. You know that you know in your heart that this is a different dynamic, and that, like, you get to be the real you, that you don't get to be anywhere else. So, very emotional for me.
Okay, and just one final thing, pertaining to me in particular. Why do you feel that we connect so much? Like,
you saved me. You saved me.
And also compared to, say, like, other Gorian masters or something. What is different there?
For starters, you allow me to be a human being, which is a huge thing, because people are still people. They have nerves, they have moods, they have emotions. You can't just write those off. You've never put me in danger. I have never had to use a safe word with you. I've never even had to kind of come to the, I've never, every time I've ever called you for help, you have been there within 13 seconds, if not less. I have never been in a situation in the decade that I've known you, be it gore, be it BDSM, that you were not there and you were not readily available to protect me. And, like, that's a huge thing. That's because you and I are physically near each other. Like, I'm able to go on autopilot and just let you take care of everything, and I know that I'm actually going to be safe, which isn't something that I feel all the time, because most Gurians don't have their pictures up. They don't have any kind of credentials, and they just thumpy, do what I say, and I'm a woman, and I'm just like, all right, that's nice.
Okay, and also from my perspective, one of the things that I've always been excited about, and especially now that we've really started to reconnect, and we're actually moving into it.
Because I'm no longer a child.
This is true, but you're almost 30 now. Yes. But it's the fact that,
and you've known me since I was 18 years old.
But basically, how much that you want to please me,
and
how much it makes you happy to be able to, whether it be positions, the protocols that I expect, just getting out in public, doing these videos that we're starting.
Even just, like, calling you in the morning and telling you how my day is, or, like, the fact that, like, I know that you'll check up on me and be like, hey, so what's this? What are you doing? What's going on? And, like, there's not a lot of people out there that will actually do that, and there's not a lot of Gurians that will do that. There's a lot of Gurians that will slap their collar on you and thumpy, look at me, look at my chain, and they do nothing to take care of it. And that's why their chain doesn't work out. And usually those people are single. So, like, if you're single, there's a reason.
Yep. And we're fairly compatible. Pretty well almost every area. So,
yeah. The choking is fun.
So, anyhow, that was just a little segment talking about being Gorian, what it means to be Gorian, and to be a Kajira, and different aspects of a Kajira coming from
a Kajira.
So thank you very much, and have a great day, guys.
Bye.